Dr. Tharoor, would you concede that Prime Minister Modi has actually done quite a remarkable job of mobilizing the national administrative machinery in a manner that other governments would have struggled? If you look back at the functioning of previous governments, compare that with, yes, there have been niggles, there have been lots of rollout problems, but by and large, he's been able to get the machinery to rally around him, and he's been able to mobilize citizens. You understand my mass psyche so well. He's been able to get a majority of the citizens to mobilize in a manner that any other past leader would have struggled to.
Well, I'm not sure that's true, because we do know about the preparations that were undertaken by the Manmohan Singh government during the threat of the Ebola virus, which didn't actually materialize in the end. But testing kits were arranged, hospital beds were prepared, everything very quietly without any tali bajawing or candle lighting. But let me say, I'll take Jay at his word that all these preparations have been done. I'll take you at your word that Mr. Modi has been active in mobilizing the government. Why didn't we hear this from the Prime Minister? What I'm saying is, it's the job of the Prime Minister in a democracy to tell the people, to reassure the people, look, we've taken these actions, we've got these beds ready, we have ordered these protective kits. We are reading in the newspapers, as you know, that some doctors are threatening to resign because they fear they will be infected in the absence of adequate masks, gowns, gloves, and other protective equipment. We want to hear from the Prime Minister that he understands the problems and he has addressed them. He gave us nothing. He only gave us the motivation and the symbolism. As I said, we'll go along with that, but that's not enough. It is not enough because the country needs and expects more from a Prime Minister. It expects from a Prime Minister that he will take the nation into confidence, tell the nation what's going on, address their legitimate fears. Jay hasn't even addressed the entire question of the financial anxieties of the public. We've got to come up with some very practical suggestions. Our former Prime Minister, former Finance Minister, Mr. Chidambaram, has explained very clearly that the money can be found for the very specific suggestions we have made, including 7,500 rupees in the Jan Dhan accounts, the PM Kisan Yojana and the pension funds. The fact is, the practical solutions that the government could implement were missing from the first financial package. We hope it was only a first one that was announced by Mr. Sitaraman. And so we have said there should be a second package urgently because people are deeply worried. Don't forget there are places closing down for lack of liquidity. There are daily wagers who don't know where their next meal is coming from for lack of a daily wage. There are serious issues facing our country. We are all behind the lockdown. We're all behind what needs to be done. When Jay says, of course, there was planning, I'm sorry, we had a 48-hour notice for the Janta curfew on a Sunday, and we had only 4 hours notice for a 21-day lockdown. Can you imagine if the government had given, let's say, 4 days notice, saying that in 4 days planes and buses and trains would be shut down? Those of you who have to go somewhere, go home, go now. Those of you who need assurances for food, tell us. Employers, here are your instructions. Make your plans and arrangements. Make sure you shelter your workers, you don't fire them. Whatever it may be, the whole set of instructions should have been given. That's what planning and foresight is all about. You don't do things at 4 hours notice the way you demonetize the country at 3 hours notice and paralyze the economy and hurt so many individuals for so many weeks and months. That's not the way in which a democratic government should be functioning. The flair for the theatrical, the flair for the dramatic gesture is wonderful showmanship. It doesn't actually communicate in a democracy what people are entitled to know from a serious Prime Minister treating them as adults. Where is the Prime Minister chosen to take any opposition party into confidence? Where is he called on the people to say, this is why I need your trust, this is what I've done, and this is what I'll be doing? So these are all questions to which I'm sorry we were left without answers today.
Before I go to Jai Panda, you're coughing a bit. I hope you're doing okay. Nowadays,
well,
the
so
moment
far, so
somebody
good.
coughs, my heart skips a beat. So I hope you're okay, and that's most important. We'll continue the debate. That's not a big issue. I hope you're okay.
I'm fine. Thanks, Rahul. I'm fine.
Hello, everyone. This is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.